Now we have a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and also the Judiciary Committees, Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. He's backing Joe Biden for president because of the committees that you were on. We obviously want to talk to you about impeachment and also the Middle East peace process. Let's talk first about impeachment and talk about the possibility of additional witnesses. Are there still talks going on between Republicans and Democrats about the idea of trading witnesses? Is there a possibility of Democrats getting a few and Republicans getting a few, as Lindsey Graham suggested yesterday?
Joe, there are some conversations going on because pressure continues to mount on the Senate and on my Republican colleagues in particular to allow additional witnesses. I heard a lot of concern from colleagues about how long this might take because President Trump's lawyers are threatening to go to court. I'll remind you, they never actually asserted executive privilege in any of this process so far. And since the Constitution gives to the Senate uniquely the power to try an impeachment, I think there are a few critical cases and witnesses here, such as John Bolton, where I think we could make an argument that the president has waived privilege, that frankly you can't use executive privilege to conceal misconduct, and given his current status and willingness to testify, that we could resolve whether or not he can come in as a witness very quickly. There's also documents and other potential witnesses that aren't being talked as much about publicly, but that I think are directly relevant. The two aides, a senior individual at OMB, an aide to Mick Mulvaney, who actually carried out the directive to put a hold on Ukrainian aid. The notes from former Ambassador Taylor, who took copious notes of his conversations. These documents, emails, notes will either confirm or not confirm the detailed case that was laid out by the House managers. That's the sort of evidence and witnesses we should be finding a bipartisan resolution to, get them in quickly, review them and consider them, and reach a conclusion.
Senator Andrea Mitchell, I wanted to ask you about the Middle East peace plan, which some see as a political re-election plan for both Netanyahu and President Trump. But given the fact, just to play devil's advocate, that nothing has worked for decades, is there a play here, or is it impossible to do something by excluding the Palestinians from the equation?
Look, Andrea, it's very difficult to imagine a path towards a two-state solution where the representatives of the hoped-for new state aren't even at the table and have immediately denounced the plan. President Trump, as you know, ran as an unconventional candidate, and when he decided to do something no previous president has done, to go meet with Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea, I was willing to say, let's see if this works. Ultimately, President Trump's efforts to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula have failed, and his handshake photo op summits with Kim Jong-un haven't produced significant progress. My concern here in the Middle East is the same, that this is more of a photo op and a press announcement than it is a credible, balanced plan that both parties really could embrace. I continue to support a two-state solution, and I think all of us should be supporting robust diplomatic efforts to try and get the Palestinians to the table and real negotiations underway.
Hey, Senator, it's Jonathan Lemire. I want to read to you something first. The president just in the last few minutes tweeted about John Bolton, the possibility of him being a witness. He says he questioned his judgment. He made, quote, many more mistakes of judgment. I got fired because if I listened to him, we would, quote, be in World War VI by now. So we would have skipped a couple, or perhaps just a constant state of war. So I want to get your first reaction to that, to what the president is saying about Bolton and his character. But more than that, as the debate on witnesses continues, we're moving into another phase of the impeachment trial about questions. And could you preview a little bit about what that will be like and what are you hoping to learn?
Well, today we're going to spend 8 hours asking questions, likely alternating between Democrats and Republicans, and where we will hopefully get answers, fairly concise answers, from both the House managers and the president's advocates. I think this is a critical opportunity for the American people to hear sort of refining questions that try and sharpen some of the points the House managers made, or try and give the president some opportunity to make a real argument through his advocates. So I think today and tomorrow, which is the questioning period, is critical to this impeachment trial.
All right. Thank you so much, Senator Chris Coons. We greatly